Welcome everybody. Today we'll be talking about new archetype that dropped in MD, being Kashtira, of course. Kashtira is around in OCG and TCG for I think about year and a half maybe, something like that. And what this deck try to accomplish currently in Master Duel, it's just rank 7 turbo. You are trying to lock all of your opponent's zones, and it's kinda gimmicky still because we are still missing two cards, Kashtira Theosis and Kashtira Arisehart, which is like boss monster. So Arisehart for Kashtira is what Kaleidoheart for Tearlament is. In new pack we got Kashtira Arisehart, which is a level 4 extender, which can turn itself into a level 7. You can special summon it if you control Kashtira monster. Then you can banish one card from your deck, then banish 3 cards from your opponent's deck face down. This allows you and helps you to resolve your Kashtira Shangri-La effect to lock all of your opponent monsters and spell trap zones, obviously. Second card that we got here is in new pack, is Kashtira Fenrir. This card is generically very good. You want this even if you do not play Kashtira, you want this card. This card is very good. Card is amazing. It allows you, it's basically a better Pancratops, I would say. It special summon itself, you can search another copy of itself. If you only play Fenrir, it can search any Kashtira monster. And what it does is when your opponent activates a monster effect, in new chain you can target one card on the field and banish it face down, or if you declare an attack with Fenrir, you can also do that. And it's so good in every deck, it's so splashable. And next card that we got in this pack is Unicorn. So Unicorn is like a main starter for the deck because you can special summon him for free, then you can search your Kashtira bird, which I'll talk about later. And with this card you can normal summon another Kashtira from your hand or banished pile or graveyard, I even think. And yeah, you can once normal summon Kashtira without tribute, or you can special summon one Kashtira from your grave or your banish zone, and those are two separate effects, and they're very good. Third Kashtira monster, or I should say fourth Kashtira monster that was released, it's Kashtira Ogre. It's actually pretty bad, I would say. It's bad compared to Unicorn and Fenrir. It basically does nothing. It searches a trap card, and the only trap card that we got is Kashtira Preparations, actually. So it does nothing. So yeah, I forgot to say that about Unicorn. It has an effect very interesting for Master Duel, since we have a lot of extra deck monsters at 1, like Zeus, like Itkalos, and you can just rip them off. So it's the same activation requirement as Fenrir's. Your opponent needs to activate a monster effect, or you need to declare an attack with Kashtira Unicorn, and that way you can look at your opponent's extra deck, basically know what they play. So if you lead with this and they maxi you, you get to rip one of their extra deck. Those two effects also are built to help you resolve your Shangri-La and try to lock your opponent's monster zones. So yeah, Ogre's effect of that type is when your opponent activates a monster effect or declares an attack. You declare an attack with Ogre. You get to look at 5 cards from top of their deck, banish one face down, and then place other cards back in the same order. So yeah, and last Kashtira card, second to last Kashtira card that we got is Kashtira Bird, which I was talking about previously a little bit. So this card is generally search of Unicorn, and you can normal summon one Kashtira monster from your hand without tributing, and you can special summon one Kashtira monster from your banish pile or your graveyard. Both effects are hard once per turn, but card is still very good, and it has third effect, which allows you to banish 3 cards face down from your opponent's graveyard when they activate a spell card, which is very good against Runic, for example, in Master Duel specifically. So last card we have that is a main deck Kashtira card is Kashtira Preparations, which allows you to special summon one Kashtira monster from your banish pile or in your hand. So kind of like Bird, but somewhat different. And if your opponent activates a trap card, you can look at their hand and banish one card face down. So it's very good against Labyrinth, which is why it's played, and it's the only ogre target right now. For the extra deck, Kashtira monsters, Shangri-La is like your best extra deck Kashtira monster, because this card allows you to lock zones when card your opponent controls is banished face down, so you can trigger that with your various Kashtira monsters. And also with birds, you can trigger that with Diablosis. It can be even triggered if your opponent decides to Pot of Extravagance or something like that. So you need this card currently in Master Duel. You need this card even without, like, when a race card comes out, this card is still played. It's very good. It can also special summon like Kashtira monster from your deck during each of standby phases without detaching, and it has inherent protection from distraction because you can detach to protect Shangri-La. Next card, we have one very dumb card, which is Diablosis. This is an old card, this isn't new, but it works perfectly with Kashtira. It's a level 7 Axis monster which allows you to look at your opponent's extra deck and banish one card from their extra deck face down, and then when a card is banished face down, your opponent has to banish cards from top of their deck equal to the number of cards banished face down in their banish pile. So this triggers Shangri-La actually twice. You get to lock 2 zones out of one effect, and it's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. First effect I think is soft once per turn, and the second effect is hard once per turn. So this is what Kashtira decklist right now looks like. So you play obviously maxi mini game stuff. You play triple rise card, double shifter because this card loves to banish cards. So you wanna play that. A little bit of level 7 extenders actually. So this one is the best because it's a free special summon. You just need to pay some life points. That's really like cheap price. You play Golden Sark, so you can banish one of your Kashtira monsters to get it with Kashtira Bird. The same logic goes for Crossout Designator. You mostly use it to banish your cards, obviously aside from Maxi and stuff. And you play this card. So this card is like, what was that? Level 8. It just like trade-in, yeah. But for level 7 monsters, you know. So you banish one level 7 monsters from hand or face up, so it's even better. And then you get to draw 2 cards. It's hard once per turn, which is fair, I guess. Next, you need to play triple Tactics Talent for sure. And double Cold Buy, and obviously Impermanence, so other cards are just staples. This is what your decklist should look like. Extra deck, Baron, self-explanatory. You can special summon level 7 Kashtira, then normal summon Ash Blossom and make Baron. 2 Exeges make this card, so you can go into Draco Future if needed. Big Eye is a very old, very good rank 7 monster, so it's basically Snare Steel. Bracosec, it's destruction, and it provides some tokens if you want to play Tomahawk shit. So yeah. Dark Armored Dragon is another like level 7 monster, which rank 7 monster, which goes into Zeus mostly. So you can detach to pop, but beware that if you use this effect, this card cannot attack, so you need to attack, then go to main phase 2, detach, and then summon Zeus on top of it. Of course, you play Zeus. Zeus is like very good in this deck because it's axis oriented. Next we have Donner. Donner is a generic link to removal. So for example, if someone puts, if you have like Nibiru or something like that, or Nib token or anything, you get to link summon this, then remove this off field to pop one monster. It's basically, it's just very good. And next thing is BLS. BLS is generally hard to out. You know, it's just generically good. Now I want to show you another thing before end of this video, and this is the deck I made. So if you're playing tier and you're playing bestials and you're kind of bored of bestials, what you can do is you can throw out bestials and throw in Kashtiras. My Kashtira package currently is double Fenrir, triple unicorn, and one bird. And the combo would be, you can, like, this is free special summon. You can draw a unicorn, for example, special summon unicorn, get a bird from your deck to your hand with unicorn, then you can proceed with your standard tier core combo, you know, normal summon Reinhardt, special summon or Merlin, or special summon Sheeran and stuff, and keep milling cards until you mill Fenrir, and then your end board should look like Rulkalos, Elf, Kaleido, Unicorn plus Fenrir, which is very very good disruption, or Redoer, Sprint, Rulkalos plus Fenrir and Unicorn, which are very very good, especially into Mirror, for example, because you can rip your opponent's Kid Kalos with your Unicorn, or banish it face down if they get it to the field before you can activate Unicorn with Fenrir. So it's very very good, and we're still waiting for Kashtira Rise card to arrive, as I said, and that card will change everything in the meta. But until then, this is how you play Kashtira, and this is everything you need to know about Kashtira for now. And that will be it for this video. I'm regularly live streaming every day at twitch.tv/mordedygeo. You can catch me there. And guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.